Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm your host, Veteran Mountain Man, and as you can see from the splash, we are going to discuss the Justice Democrats yet again. Now, before we get started, I don't own any of this material. All of this has been leaked recently. However, I do want to remind everyone that I did do a video back in June, I believe, about the Justice Democrats and how they were a bunch of new wave cultural Marxists based off of all of their funding, all of their sources, and all of their fundamental beliefs. Now, just recently, they have denounced their leadership in some sort of purity test and have basically forced them to leave and are now moving forward with their grand plan. So, I'm going to cut to desktop view here and show you some of the tweets out of the Justice Democrat Twitter page. So here we are. As you can see, Cenk is the top of the page for the Justice Democrats here. And you can also see that there have been several tweets and retweets of the Justice Democrats here talking about Cenk Uygur and David Kohler and their language and conduct from seriously in the past. Now, many of these were discussions or blog posts that were so far back in time that many of these people who are supporting the stand-up of the Justice Democrats weren't even alive or weren't even able to understand what the news feed and news cycle were. And the Justice Democrats are putting forward 51 candidates next year and have just lost the top of their party. Now, this right here is a demonstration of the moral equivalency and moral purity testing that occurs within communist revolutions and socialist revolutions. And the fact that they have kicked out anyone who even remotely has a chance to run this party shows that they have basically slit their own throats for next year, which I'm kind of glad about because realistically, I felt that the Justice Democrats were probably one of the worst things I had seen stand up. Now, as you can see, here are some of the other people supporting the Justice Democrats. And here is one of their Medicare for All pushes, as well as a $15 minimum wage. Mostly what this party is democratic socialists. They are not modern Democrats. They are basically what the Democrat Party has been moving towards. These are some of the most extreme progressives in the Democrat Party. And the fact that they are forming their own party and trying to push for even more extreme progressivism doesn't make them safer. It actually makes them worse. The fact that the Democrat Party wouldn't give in to their extremism is why they separated. And the fact is that many of these people don't believe in freedom, especially not Lockean freedom. And I'm actually sad to say, I think some of the anti-SJWs actually support the Justice Democrats, which I really don't get because they're not Democrats. They are not liberals. They are progressives. And that's why they kicked out their leadership, because they can't be pure if their progressive leaders aren't pure. And so they're going to move somebody else into that purity position and uphold them on their pedestal like none of them have ever done anything wrong. Well, I know that this kind of puts a happy in my Yuletide season to see that the Justice Democrats are literally imploding from within. I just wish that many of the alt media had not become so attached to them, because they really do push for a communistic, revolutionistic socialism as opposed to an idea of Lockean freedom, which is where you're free to do whatever the heck you want, and others can't actually do anything to you because you have your rights as long as you're not violating their rights. I would like to see much more of a push towards that kind of political movement than this kind of socialist, communist moral outrage groups. However, these communist moral outrage groups tend to appeal to the younger audience, especially the millennials, who have been told that the government is there to take care of them, instead of the government is there to be able to allow redresses other than death penalty when somebody infringes on your rights. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas. I am going to go deal with the fact that we are getting freezing rain, sleet, and winter precipitation mix here in Tigard area on this beautiful Christmas Eve, and hopefully maybe get some of what I needed to get done anyway, since it's going to be nasty to drive. However, I hope you all are being safe. Don't forget, don't drink and drive, and if you're going to drink, get you an Uber if you have to leave where you're going from. Thank you all, and have yourselves a wonderful Christmas day.